kick somebody's ass. I mean, that's why we're here.
That is caught! Left center! Reds win!
And this ball is launched. High and very deep to right, long gone. It's second of the night. Elly De La Cruz.
Short lead for Pena. Larkin drills it. Do you believe this? That's going to be gone! Back to back! Walk-off home runs! How about this? He's back! He's back! He's back!
And a swing and a drive. Deep left field. This one belongs to the Reds.
Swung on and hit deep to left field. That ball is going to be gone. Home run from the Reds for his time to score.
Goes to second one. Around to first. Got a double play. And the Reds sweep the Cubs. Breaking ball. Hit high. Hit deep. Way back there. And gone into the second deck and left. Christian Encarnacion Strand walks it off.
Archer does it in his major league debut. He gets the final 3 outs, and the Reds get an extra inning win. A thriller 5-4.
Swung on. Fly ball. Hit to deep right field. That ball is going to be gone. A grand slam home run by Mike Cameron.
2 outs, 2 on. Reds down by 1. Larkin down the line. This will win it. This will win it. Here comes Tucker. Here comes Steins. Larkin's won the game. Barry Larkin gets mobbed. Look at this scene. It's synergy.
The stretch, the pause and the pitch. And a line drive, base hit left center field. A single for Aaron Boone. And this one belongs to the Reds. The Reds have won 8 in a row.
Kobayashi with a long look turns it loose, and Dunn hits it to deep right. It's all over. And this one belongs to the Reds. The Reds have won their 5th game in a row. They've defeated the Cleveland Indians on an Adam Dunn 3-run home run, 4-2. In on the corners at first and third. 2 on, nobody out. Here's Royce Ring pitching, no bunt. Ground ball by the third baseman into left field. Jay Bruce rounds third. This one belongs to the Reds.
That's it pretty good. Guess what? He doesn't need speed. That's gone. He's the king of the Queen City tonight.
With 1 out here in the 11th inning, you sure got to go now. 1 out, pull down the left field line. That ball is going to get the winning run in. Here comes Jay Bruce rounding third, heading toward the plate. And this one belongs to the Reds.
Huge situation for Votto. Why you paying the big bucks to deliver the goods with 2 outs in the 9th inning? Can he do it? In the gap, right center field, and Votto delivers the goods.
Hit deep center field. Hank Hill going back at the warning track. Oh! It's gone. Joey Votto is delivered.
Hello, Reds fans, and welcome to the Chatterbox Reds pregame show. Today is Friday, April 11th, 2025, and we have the Reds versus the Pirates. My name is Mike Hart, and with me is a man who wishes that it was a Reds home run that they were fishing out of McCovey Cove on Wednesday. Ricky Logan, how are we doing today, bud?
Doing well on this Friday evening. So let's hope for a good game tonight.
Yeah, we have our City Connects on today. I'm wearing the hat for it. Got the shirt on too. We got that coming up at the ballpark, and it is actually our first Apple Plus game as well. So if you're looking for the game up on FanDuel Network, you're not going to find it. You need to go to Apple Plus, and that means that we won't get the dulcet tones of John Sadak tonight for the first time, which is sad. I like to think that he's sitting there at home trying to figure out what to do on his off day, and he's like, let's turn into the the Chatterbox Reds pregame show. I like to think that he is tuning in to see what's up. So everybody act normal in the chat. If he says something, be nice, please. In fact, this is what we should do. Everyone that's in the chat, we've already seen lots of different comments. I see, almost 75 people in here already. Like the stream. That's what that's going to do is that's going to put it up on Sadak's algorithm, and he's gonna wonder what this is, and he's gonna click on it, and then he's gonna hear us talk about it. So everyone act normal, be cool. Sadak may be listening, and also in we may throw in a few Star Wars puns as well. So be aware. If you have any Star Wars puns as we're going through, please feel free to add them to the chat. Ricky will be highlighting them for us as well. Just, remember, hey, act normal. Sadak may be listening. So let's get to this lineup so far. Ricky, why don't you walk us through what we're seeing so far tonight against the Pirates?
Yeah, we got TJ Friedel leading us off, playing center, Blake Dunn in a 2-hole. I guess he's our second best option to bat second if you're not going to put Elly there. Elly at short, batting third. Spencer Steer, I like this, moving up to the cleanup spot. He's been seeing the ball pretty well here lately. So, I'd like to see him drive in some runs tonight. Candelario at third base, batting fifth. Encarnacion Strand at first. Gavin Lux at left. Espinal at second. And Trevino catching. I like our lineup. Spencer Steer has been seeing the ball pretty well lately. It hasn't really been equating to a higher batting average, but it is better than the 0.96 he was hitting. Elly has been kind of cool here lately. He's hitting the ball hard. It's just not finding any open spaces. And Lux, lefty on lefty. I don't know how you feel about that.
Yeah, I think that is kind of the big discussion that I've been seeing since this lineup was released. Gavin Lux historically not very good at all batting against left-handed pitching, and we have Noelvi Marte sitting on the bench, right? I know he started in AAA, and there's a checkered history with him up at the big leagues. But as a right-handed hitter, I think that everyone was kind of expecting to see some sort of configuration that had Marte in the lineup tonight, and we don't have it. And I'm pretty sure he's going down tomorrow when Abbott gets called up. So it's just like it's interesting to think about. Just like, why did we bring this guy up? If maybe he gets a pinch hitting appearance, but like he's not known for his glove, and so far all he's done was pinch run in the 11th or in the 10th. So, I think Alex Wallace, I think he sums it up pretty well. He said it's been 3 games and that's it. Additionally, if he's going back down, why bench Candy? So I guess his thought is like he's going down. We need Candy to Candy. Can't do that if we bench him. Marathon, not a sprint. So that's interesting. I think his thought is, maybe we would bench Candelario to get Marte some at bats here, but ultimately, man, this season is going to go the way it needs to go. I think Candelario needs to start hitting well, and Marte's going down. So maybe that's part of the reason. That's part of the reason why we're not as aggressive early on.
Yeah, and I get the whole Marte sentiment, but we sent him to AAA to get his confidence back into hit, and he did that. He's batting .353. He doesn't have a home run, but it's he's not really known as like your home run hitter. He does have a .954 OPS. He has 3 stolen bases, which is more than anybody on the Reds. Candelario is a notorious slow starter. He's horrible in March and April. He gets warm in May and June, just like almost every Reds player ever has. But, why waste the option to bring up Marte if you're going to send him down 2 games later? Just bring up somebody else so you're not really worried about losing minor league options, because you want to get the guy's confidence up, and why even bring him up? Let him stay down there and keep hitting.
Yeah, that's pretty hard to argue with, right? If we're sending him, if he's down there to get experience, why would you bring him up just to sit him on the bench? So I understand that. I understand the frustration that Reds fans are doing. I think Kerry Reinhardt also brings up a good point, though, that Tito's strategy is for the long term. And we're just so used to David Bell and these short-term changes, which, you can argue either way. And for better or for worse, like I've mentioned before, Tito's forgotten more baseball than I will know. But I just imagine that Tito's probably trying to just feel out his players here. It's still pretty soon on since he became the manager. I think that probably explains Espinal batting second against right-handed pitching. Gavin Lux in the lineup here. We're also a little hamstrung by injuries and things like that. But I think I think he's giving these guys a chance early on, and I would imagine that as the summer moves on, especially if, say, Gavin Lux or Espinal or some of these other people continue to not produce, I would imagine that he probably is going to change course here. So that's my take on that. I think that Tito is playing for the long haul here, and if that means getting some people some experience early on, then I think that may be where we sit, whether you like that or not.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah. All right. So that's the lineup. Let's take a look at our starting pitcher. So we have Brady Singer going for us, Mr. Run Support, right? The anti-Luke, I am your father Weaver. It seems like Brady Singer seems to be doing something with all the run support that he's getting, unlike Luke Weaver. But Ricky, what do you have on Brady Singer so far this year?
Yeah, he's been everything that you wanted out of the India trade. He had 2 games. I think he's allowed 3 runs, and he didn't allow a run in his debut. He gave up some runs against Milwaukee, but we scored more than Milwaukee had, so we got the W. He like you said, he is the anti-Luke Weaver. Luke Weaver was notorious for giving up 9 runs a game, but we somehow scored 10 to scratch it out. But it feels like he's the only pitcher we score runs with. It seems because like Hunter Green, we get average 2 runs a game. For Lodolo, we're averaging 2 runs a game. It's brutal, but yeah, Brady Singer's been great. The last time he faced Pittsburgh was in Pittsburgh last year with Kansas City. He went 5 innings. He had 4 earned runs. And he walked the season high 4 batters. Active Pirates are 11 for 36 against him, but there aren't any home runs allowed either. So I'd like to keep that trend going. Maybe just get that where we need it to be. The best player against him is Isaiah Kiner-Falefa. He is 5 for 10, and he's also the Pirates' best hitter this season. Also, he's leading the team in hits.
Yeah, I think it's going to be. I have some numbers behind that run support. So far this year, Brady Singer has gotten 25 runs of run support. And Lodolo has gotten 4 runs in 3 starts. Green has gotten 6 runs in 3 starts. And Martinez has gotten 11 runs in 3 starts. And in 2 starts, Brady Singer has 25 runs. So, he's really, the offense likes hitting behind Brady Singer. So hopefully, hopefully we'll be able to score across the runs. I think this pregame show might have something to do with it too. Last time we had Brady Singer on here, we dropped 14 on the Rangers. So let's add some likes to the chat. I think we have a great group here that really likes and embodies this likes equals wins. So go ahead and give me some likes, and we'll really send the good juju back to the Reds tonight. Let's look at the Pirates lineup. It actually looks like Carrie Reinhardt also is asking about Oneil Cruz. It actually looks like he's not in the lineup today. We have Emmanuel Valdez leading off, batting second. Brian Reynolds DHing, batting second. So Valdez is batting first. Brian Reynolds batting second. Then Joey Bart catching. Endy Rodriguez playing first. Ke'Bryan Hayes playing third. Jack Sawinski in center field. Tommy Pham, old friend Tommy Pham in left field. Adam Frazier in right field. And then IKF, Isaiah Kiner-Falefa at short. We don't have no Oneil Cruz in the lineup. It looks like actually he got hit on that finger and he didn't play in their Wednesday game, and seems to be out on today's lineup as well. Because there's a finger, he may be available to pinch run is what I'm seeing. So, looks like the Reds aren't the only ones that like to go into games shorthanded with people that are injured that they don't want to put on the IL. But what are your thoughts on this lineup here, Ricky?
Yeah, I mean, if there's one team that is worse than us at hitting, it is the Pirates. So we have that going for us. Not having Oneil Cruz, I think he would have been a factor had he been playing today, because I think he has a hit in 7 straight games against us. Falefa is their best hitter. He's got, I think, 13 hits on the season. They're last in batting average. They're 24th in on-base percentage, but they are second in stolen bases and 6th in walks. So they seem to have an eye on getting on base, but they also like to steal bases too. So that's something to watch out for later on. There's not really much power in the lineup without O'Neill Cruz in. And really the one I worry about the most is probably Brian Reynolds, because he seems to be a Reds killer.
He sure does. Yeah, I think if Singer can just fill up the strike zone there and just let them get themselves out, let them don't give them any free passes. I think we should be able to keep them off the scoreboard for a long time there. One thing to note, Jack Sawinski at center field will definitely improve their outfield defense. I think, as many of you know, O'Neill Cruz is now in center field. He used to be at short. Now they've moved him up to center field, and he has struggled, to say the least, so far at defensively out there. So that'll be something to keep an eye on as we go later on this series and see. Just seems to be having trouble getting routes to balls, which is something that comes with, a lot of practice in the outfield. Let's look at the Pirates starter, Bailey Falter. We said left-handed pitching. We've already talked a little bit about, the Reds lineup versus left-handed pitching. One interesting thing is he's coming off of a pretty brutal start against the Yankees. And interesting, he gave up 2 home runs against left-handed hitters. And in that Yankees lineup, I know it's different, but they had a few lefties that were in there. So, as much as we would like to see some of these splits or platoons, I don't. It's not like we're facing Randy Johnson out there or Nick Lodolo, right? I think that Bailey Falter may still give our left-handed hitters in the lineup here a chance to get some hits or at least put together some good at bats.
Yeah, and he's struggled against the Reds, too. He's 0-3 with a 7.02 ERA in 8 games, 6 starts, 6 home runs, and 33 1/3 innings. Active Reds, Spencer Steer, 7 for 13 with the home run and 3 extra base hits. Ellie's 2 for 8. Candelario's 2 for 7 with the home run. Espinal, 3 for 6, a home run. CES is 2 for 2 with the home run, and Friedel's 1 for 4 with the home run. So it looks good, but the Reds are also hitting 141 against lefties. So it's what do
Something's
we got
to give.
Is it good lefties we're facing, and this is one that maybe gets us going, or is it just we just are terrible against lefties?
Yeah, I hope it's. I hope we're going to be, our offense is going to start catching some stride. We've had I think who would we face? Robbie Ray first, Cy Young Award winner lefty. Nestor Cortez, not a great lefty, and he kind of carved us up. So let's just hope that we don't have a similar thought or stat line as what we did in that first series against the Brewers. Hopefully we're able to scratch across some runs here. I like that Spencer Steer. What did he do? 7 for 13? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
A cool above 500 against this guy. So I hope that first inning we get Friedel walks, De La Cruz gets on, and Steer ropes one into the gap. That would be great. I would love that. Great start to the game. Let's talk about this pitching path to victory. What do you see for the Reds, and if the Reds are going to get a win here, what's that pitching path going to look like to you?
Yeah, the current trends are our starters have been going between 6 and 7 innings, and our bullpen is fairly available. I would look to avoid maybe Rogers just based off of his last outing, but having the day off in between, everybody's going to be fresh. Hopefully we could get a solid 6, 7 out of Brady Singer, and then turn to like Santion, Ashcraft, and Pagan the 7th, 8th, and 9th.
Yeah, that day off is helpful, and I would imagine it seems like Santion is his fireman. He's the guy they're bringing in the high leverage situations. That isn't the 9th, and then I think he's probably still has trust in Pagan. I know he gave up that 2-run home run to Yastrzemski, but
that was a good pitch.
Overall, I still think he's been pretty solid and would probably see the ball in a save situation. So it's that third leverage guy. It's been Barlow. We've seen Mole and Rogers come in for it and frankly do pretty poorly left-handed wise. I would imagine. I think that's a good call for Graham Ashcraft. I think he's been great so far. I think that he's embracing this reliever role. He's really starting to get really charged up. His stuff is playing up as a reliever. I wouldn't imagine if he starts to build some trust and he gets in and gets gets into some of these high leverage situations too. So I like that. You flashed a Candy hits a bomb tonight. God, I love that. Break out of that slump. Cold weather Candy needs to go away. We need to break out and score some runs. Looking at the Pirates availability, they also had the day off yesterday. So technically, I would imagine everybody is available. Interesting enough, they've actually the closer that they've had for the past couple of years, David Bednar, actually got sent down. So they're in a similar situation to the Reds, where their closer is in AAA. His is not an injury; he just was bad, and they sent him down. And so I think right now it's posted that Dennis Santana is their closer, but I would imagine there's a closer by committee going on. It's hard to tell because they haven't had to close out very many games. So we'll see. It's going to be a mix mash of a bunch of different people for their bullpen. I hope we can jump on Falter early, get their bullpen to pitch 5 innings today, and really start this series off well. Use their bullpen, get to their starter, and really just start this off with a win. Get that walk-off bad taste out of our mouth.
Yeah, it'd be good. Maybe get with game 1 of Milwaukee and game 3 of Milwaukee and game 1 of Texas kind of vibes. Just offensive explosion. I feel like we need it. Yeah,
I would love an offensive explosion. All right, what's the weather looking like tonight? I hear it's going to be pretty chilly out in Cincinnati. What do we have for that one?
Yeah, we got 51 degrees at first pitch. It's going to feel like 42 with 9-mile-an-hour winds blowing to straightaway right field. So maybe if we can get some lefties to take advantage of some good pull hitting, we might get a home run or two.
A TJ Friedel bomb, right? A TJ Friedel pulling the ball there. That'd be interesting. Yeah, cold. Carlton brings up a good point. Cold, often the ball doesn't carry as well. So I'm okay with that. I really think the Reds, if they can just get to making solid contact and shooting it around the yard, they can really, really do, I don't think anyone in there outside of maybe Ke'Bryan Hayes at third are above average fielders in their career. So I think if we can just, continue to spray the ball around, we can have some good success there. I think it's interesting too. There's, it's cold. I wonder how many people will be there, even though it's the first City Connects. I think that we need to, let's see, as it gets colder throughout the night, we may even see some of the offense even deteriorate, which makes it even more of a important thing for the Reds to get off to a hot start here. And make sure that you like the stream too. I know I said it before, but this is something that we're very thankful that Chatterbox lets us do, and likes is really what spreads this around. And so Nick's in the chat, it seems like, so our boss is watching. So please like the stream. I've enjoyed a lot of the banter back and forth in the chat, and hopefully we can get some of that translated to likes as well. Next, let's do the NL Central rundown. Fortunately, nobody is running away with it quite yet, but Ricky, what do you have for us in this NL Central rundown?
Yeah, the last time I checked, the Cubs are atop the division. They're 9-6. It looks like the Kyle Tucker acquisition is really paying off well for them. He's leading the team in hits. The Brewers are 7-6. They're in second place. They're 1 game back. Cardinals have kind of fallen back down. They're in third place. They're 2.5 back. They are second in batting average in baseball, so that's something to look out for. And they have a 3. Where'd my notes go? Went off screen here. 356 on base percentage. So yeah, it's something to look out for. And then obviously, we're tied with Pittsburgh right now. So this is really a pivotal series to avoid the dreaded last place. And I don't care what point of the season is. You don't want to be in last place. It's not a good look.
Yeah, it's so interesting too because of the expectations that I feel around the fan base, right? if you would, I don't think anybody expected us to be, bringing up the rear with this team. We went out and did some things, and it's been a pretty disappointing start. But then I think if you would have polled Pittsburgh fans, I think they probably would have expected that they were right here. I think they did barely anything this and are just pretty content hanging out at the bottom of the NL Central. So, I know we're tied, but it feels different because I think the expectations, especially around Cincinnati, were that, we were going to be a little bit more competitive with it, which is, a little disappointing, but we can change that tonight, right? We can change that tonight. All right. Well, as we begin to wrap up here, let's go with our what to watch for. Ricky, what's your what to watch for? I hope you got a Candelario stat in here. The last two that you've had, not only have they hit, they've been crazy. So let's see. What's your what to watch for?
All right. I went on the old gambling sites here, and TJ Friedl's plus 630 to hit a home run. I like the odds. Lefty on lefty, he has pretty good splits. Wind's blowing out the right. If he could pull one, he might pull one out of here. Jose Trevino has scored a run in each of his last 3 appearances against the Pirates. He's plus 210 to score a run. And Brady Singer has recorded 5 or more strikeouts in each of his last 9 appearances against NL Central opponents. He is minus 350 on the over of plus 5. And my Candelario stat for the day is he has recorded at least 1 hit in each of his last 9 appearances when the Reds are listed as the favorite.
There you go. There's your crazy Candelario stat. So what is the odds for him recording a hit?
It is minus 175, but if you parlay that with a Friedel home run, you're going to get yourself some money.
There you go. I love that. Those Candelario stats, they've got you pegged as a big Candelario fan, apparently. So that's good.
I wish you'd back it up.
Yeah, me too. Well, my what to watch for is actually going to be the Pittsburgh Pirates running game. I know you had mentioned it earlier, but the Pirates actually are second in the majors with 21 stolen bases, which is, it's a lot and is kind of bucking the trend that they had last year. Right, I don't think they ran nearly as much. O'Neal Cruz, actually, who's not in this lineup, but he has 7 stolen bases already. So, but they also lead the league in caught stealings. So they've got 5 caught stealings along with those 21 stolen bases. So what I would like to watch for is, what happens when those guys get on. Are they going to be trying to run on Trevino? Trevino's kind of had, if you look through his baseball savant stats, he's kind of had some up and down years. When it comes to throwing out runners. So we'll see. I would imagine the Pirates are going to try to test Trevino. So I got an over-under for you, Ricky. And people in the chat, please feel free to chime in your thoughts too. My over-under is simply 0.5 stolen bases or 0.5 caught stealings by Reds. So how many will Trevino catch a Pirate stealing or not? So do you think we go over 0.5 or is it going under and we're not going to have any caught stealings by Trevino tonight?
I think he's going to throw out every runner tonight. I'm just feeling it.
Okay.
I feel it. I'm going to go bold. I don't think hopefully they don't have many runners on base to begin with. So let's just say he goes 2 for 2 on caught stealing tonight.
Oh, wow. I like that. I know Brady Singer also in the top part of pitchers at, fast delivery to the plate. I think he does a pretty good job of holding runners, so I think that will be in his favor as well. I have some comments about the Pirates running game. Got some questions still also about the Reds running game. Right now, only 6 stolen bases and 5 caught stealings. Not running very much. Thoughts on whether or not we can jumpstart some of these running games. Or the running game for us tonight.
Oh, we could use it. Right now we're 6 stolen bases and 5 caught stealings. So we're not attempting many, but we're also getting caught a lot too. So our team leader's Elly, and he's only got 2. So I'd like to see some more aggressiveness on the base path.
Yeah, it looks like Carlton says under on my over. But Nick also says under, but for a different reason. Says Brady Singer's throwing a perfect game, so they're not going to have any chances to get thrown out. So hey, I'll take that. I will gladly have the under and not and then get a perfect game out of that. That'd be great. All right, so now we come to the part of the show where we're going to predict the score. So everybody toss into the chat what we think the score is going to be. And while we wait for some of those to come through, Ricky, what is your thought? What's your prediction? Look into your crystal ball. What's the Reds score going to be tonight?
I think we are going to jump out early. I think we're going to put the Pirates bullpen in before the 5th inning, and I think that we are going to score at least 7. So I think bold take. I think we're going to go 7-2 Reds.
7-2 Reds, man. Once again, I would love to sit through a 7-2 Reds game. I see some on here. We got an 18-0 Reds by I Am Boyd, 4-2 Reds by Carlton, 8-2 Reds by Post Jones, and 7-0 from AJ Worse. Nick Kirby, 21 Reds 21, Claire with a 6-3 Reds. Nick Kirby, 21, and Pirates, -1. By the way, I'm going to go back and look through these as some more predictions come in. And if you get it right, I'll shout you out. In fact, I'll even text Nick about it, and you can get a shout out on the post-game show if somebody gets it right. We have our first Pirates predictor, 2-0 Pirates. Boy, that would hurt if we can't score a run. After all of that filibustering, I think my prediction is Reds 5, Pirates 3. I think Singer puts together a quality start here. We see Santillan and Pagan close it up in the 9th, and we get a couple runs early on, and then a clutch home run by Spencer Steer to chase Falter from the game. That's my prediction. So you can keep putting your predictions in here. Also, feel free to post it in the chat of the video after the live is over. We'll be taking a look at those scores too. I think it's always good to take a look at that. Remember to watch tonight. There will be a post-game show as well. Go live in the 9th. It'll be Nick and Trace reacting to, hopefully, like Nick said, a perfect game by Brady Singer. That would be great, even though he just jinxed it. And, hopefully we'll be able to be celebrating a Reds win. Anything else for us, Ricky, before we sign off?
Let's go Reds, man. Let's get a W. We need it.
Let's get a W. All right. For everyone out there, thank you for joining us, and go Reds.